Arun is fine. So, hello, Arun. I have
Hi.
gone through your
Hello.
application and I know the details about your background, but I'd like to know you better as a person.
Yes.
So, can you tell me something apart from what is already mentioned in your application?
Yes, sir. So myself, Arunprakash. I'm coming from Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. I did my graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering in College of Engineering, Gindi, Anna University. And this is my third attempt in UPSC Civil Services and first interview. My hobbies include watching cricket, football, and listening to songs and interacting with my friends.
Very well. So, Arun, tell me what attracts you to a career in the bureaucracy?
Yes. Sir, it all started during my school days. Actually, it was initially about the respect a civil servant. I visualized our district collector, the amount of respect he got. But eventually,
Hmm.
I understood that it is more about responsibility, the multi-sectoral connect that one person has with everyone in the society. That one person can change the life of every single person in that society. That change factor brought in a desire to become a civil servant, sir.
Very well. And I noticed that you have given quite low priority to the Indian Police Service. Any particular reason for that?
Sir, it is not about giving low priority to police. It is about giving higher priority to other services like IAS and IFS. Sir. And I thought for my attitude, an IAS or IFS will be even more matching. Also, I have a physical condition with my eyesight, which will be not be matching with for IPS service.
Very well. Uh, Tell me, why you think you are a good fit for the civil services, as in why are you more deserving than the other competent candidates in the fray?
Yes, sir. So for a civil servant, in my opinion, few factors like integrity and empathy are more relevant. And I hope that I am very integrity. I stick to my principles even in more dire situations. Also, I feel that I am more empathetic person, listening to the sufferings or problems of other person. I will always be wanting to help that a person. Also, in these 3 years, I have found that I'm more goal focused and I'll be keeping on working even if I face failures. So I thought uh, recruiting me in the civil services will be very helpful for me as well as the society to achieve the Vikshit Bharat aim of our India.
Uh, Arun, can you share any real life incidents from your life where you've displayed the integrity that you are mentioning?
Yes, sir. Um, Sir, during I'm coming from a place called Tiruvannamalai. There, that there I have viewed many people who are very poverty oriented or who couldn't help themselves, and I've always wanted to help them in their dire situations, like offering them food or taking them to the places nearby. I found that their sufferings is haunting my own concerns. In that way, I feel that I'm more empathetic and understanding to the sufferings of that person, as well as during during sometimes like during examinations, even if I don't know the answer, I have always stick to what I know instead of utilizing unfair means. This is what I could remember right now, sir.
Very well. So you've spent your entire life in Tiruvannamalai.
Yes, and for last 7 years, I've been staying in Chennai. 4 years with my college graduation. Also, in the previous 3 years, where I've been preparing for UPSC Civil Services, I'm staying in Chennai. Sir.
Very well. Uh, which place would you say you know better, Chennai or Tiruvannamalai?
Pardon, sir, I couldn't get you.
I'm saying which of the two places you know better, Chennai or Tiruvannamalai?
Um, in my opinion, I know Tiruvannamalai better, sir.
Okay, so can you please begin by sharing with me a sociological profile of the district,
Yes, sir.
Tiruvannamalai?
Yes, sir. So Tiruvannamalai is one of the biggest districts in Tamil Nadu, and it has a large population which is agriculturally oriented, and people there are the education level of Tiruvannamalai is backwards, and there are also few factors which are very relevant for that, as there are social evils like child marriage or higher prevalence of endogamy are very prevalent there, which also curtails the gender equality perspective. Women in Tiruvannamalai, though, are presently getting more empowered. There are also various concerns with women there. They are not properly getting employed, as well as higher prevalence of patriarchy there. And also, considering the health perspective of Tiruvannamalai, it is presently more developing with increased PHCs and CHCs connected. But I feel still there's a lot of scope to improve in Tiruvannamalai.
Very well. Arun, could you give me a couple of good reasons to visit the place as a tourist,
Yes, sir.
perhaps?
Yes, sir. So Tiruvannamalai is a cultural and religious hub. People from not just from the surrounding districts, but people are from other states like UP and Bihar are also flocking towards Tiruvannamalai, because Tiruvannamalai is a abode of it is considered as an abode of Lord Shiva. It is being revered as a Agni Stala of Lord Shiva. The temple, Arunachaleshwara temple, as well as the mountain in the region, is being revered as a form of Lord Shiva itself. But also, we not just a cultural syncretism, but also we can view people from other religions like Muslims, Christians. They will also be visiting the temple. So I feel you can see a cultural syncretism of both religion as well as the region in Tiruvannamalai.
Very well. You also had mentioned several social problems related to the district, such as patriarchy and child marriage, endogamy. Could you, if you were made in charge of the district administration there, can you tell me what concrete steps you will take to address each of these issues?
Yes, sir. So regarding patriarchy, the first step I feel is to educate the people and giving them amenities that both men and women are equal, and women have to be given equal chances both in education as well as the employment. For that, we need to educate the woman properly as well as skill the woman to get them properly employed. And in the workplace, there needs to be proper working environment for the woman. Harassments
Hmm.
and the glass ceiling, they have to be broken for the improvement of women. Once these steps could be taken, women will be empowered both economically as well as the social levels like patriarchy could be very well curbed, sir.
Very well. Chali, let's move out of the district and but staying in the larger state of Tamil
Yes.
Nadu. Uh, Tell me, Arun, what is your sense? Is there a very real and perceptible cultural divide between North India and South India?
So, so there are few variations in the cultural attributes between North India and South India. Like even if we take a family means in North India it is more joint family. Meanwhile in South India there is more scope for the nuclear family. It might be due to the increased urbanization of states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu too. But there are also other variations like a marriage system. In Tamil Nadu, the marriages are very prevalent between even within a closer circle of the families. Meanwhile, in North India, a marriage system not just unites of two different families, but two different villages are getting united in marriage system. But I could
Hmm.
also find few similarities as a caste system is being very prevalent in both North India as well as in the South India, and the
Hmm.
religious institutions play a key role in both North India and South India.
Very well. Uh, could you suggest what measures could be taken to bridge the cultural, gap between different regions in the country?
Yes, sir. Sir, in my memory recently, I could remember that uh, Kasi Tamil Sangamam is being conducted by Ministry of Education, which bridges the culture of say North and South India. Like Tamil Nadu, which is at the very bottom of India in the map, is getting united with a UP, which is very well apart from each other. Similarly, other initiatives like exchange of culture, like celebrating different festivals of say a festival of West Bengal could be well celebrated in Tamil Nadu too, and exchange of languages, literary traditions, if they are exchanged, I think it could be a very well bridge to connect these two different traditions.
Arun, but we see a lot of anti-Hindi sentiment in Tamil Nadu politics and some sections of its society. Uh, how do you assess that? I mean, why is that such strong anti-Hindi sentiment in Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir. Sir, as you said, there is a strong anti-Hindi sentiments, but I don't think it is very prevalent among the people. It is more of political, in my opinion, because the Hindi Prachar Sabha in Tamil Nadu, it is being the largest number of people studying in Hindi Prachar Sabha is from Tamil Nadu among the South Indian states. So
Hmm.
I think people are very much ready to learn Hindi or another language than the political level, because even in my own opinion, language is a medium of communication. If I have to communicate with you to exchange my thoughts, it is very necessary for us to bring in a new common language. So if
Hmm.
language is seen as a medium of communication instead of a cultural suppression, then a bridge could be easily built, sir.
Very well. And how do you look, assess this demand for fair delimitation, which is sprung from Tamil Nadu and several other southern states have also joined the bandwagon? Is
Yes, sir.
that concern regarding delimitation legitimate?
Yes, sir. Sir, our constitution in Article 82, it provides for delimitation of the states after each census. And the delimitation has not been conducted for last 50 years, I think, which has to be rectified now because our population dynamics has completely diverged from 1971 census. So, but there are few states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and even North Indian states like Punjab and Haryana. They have significantly reduced the population, which is not just a positive thing for those states, but also for our nation completely. So, but on the other hand, delimitation has also to be done. So I believe delimitation could be fairly done, such that the efforts of these states who have worked to reduce their population will not be affected. Only then the states, other states whose population is very much higher, they will also work towards establishing population control measures. I prefer a balanced approach, that conducting delimitation but not affecting these states too.
Very well. Uh, could you list out some of the preeminent social reformers that Tamil Nadu has produced and what their contributions have been towards the society?
Yes, sir. Sir, I could remember um, Muthulakshmi Reddy, who played a very prominent role in fighting against the Devadasi system, which was very prevalent during those times. She along with the women entrepreneurs and women freedom fighters and social reformers, formed a strong protest against this discriminative practice against women, and it resulted in Devadasi Abolition Act. And considering the level of empowerment of women now, that law played a very crucial role for women's development today, sir.
Very well. And how do you assess the legacy of Periyar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Periyar is a very crucial leader in establishing an anti-casteist society in Tamil Nadu as well as in the surrounding states too. Because Periyar, he noticed that in those times there was higher caste emphasis. The people of, say, upper caste were very prominent in educational as well as in economical amenities. So he found that establishing a casteless society and for developing the people who were very much backward, it is essential to propagate anti-casteist protests and he also played a crucial role in forming a relatively developed society in Tamil Nadu because of his anti-casteist struggle only.
Very well. So, Arun, you have been a student of engineering. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is your sense? Like, is there caste based discrimination or biases prevalent in engineering colleges specifically and higher education in general in India?
Sir, in my personal experience, I haven't noticed much of a caste discrimination in College of Engineering, Gindi. But I have heard about caste-based discriminations in very prestigious institutions like IITs too. There are news being reported where people of, say, lower caste, they are committing suicides because of higher caste-based discrimination. But there are various guidelines by University Grants Commission to curb these anti-casteist discriminations. But these measures have to be reflected in implementation. When it is done, these caste discriminations will completely go down, sir.
Very well. And Arun, what was the gender ratio in your batch?
In my college, sir,
Yes. A rough estimate,
Sir,
not exact figures.
yes, sir. Sir, I could say it will be 60-40, sir, to the woman in favor of men.
Very well. And is there, women's safety on campus a concern? Because, only recently there was a news where a woman on Anna University campus had been subject to sexual assault. So is
Yes.
that a systemic concern?
So it is very much essential because it was very heartbreaking to listen to such a story in the campus where I have studied. I haven't heard such an incident in the very recent past at all. So this brings in the security of women in educational institutions and workplaces as very crucial for the empowerment and development of the woman. Because
Hmm.
one if a very top institution in the state of Tamil Nadu, if such an harassment is happening there, then it questions the entire security system for the woman. If women are undergoing these harassments, it will curb the development of women. So, establishing proper security as well as educating the men to not propagate these kind of activities, and also educating them that men and women are equal is very essential to curb these kind of discriminations.
Very well. Arun, every other day we read news of some students who are preparing for the engineering entrance exams
Yes,
committing suicides,
yes,
particularly in places like Kota in Rajasthan, which are coaching hubs for the
yes, sir.
engineering. So, could you give me a sociological analysis of these student suicides?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to draw in the theory of Emile Durkheim. He says that the lack of integration and regulation are playing a crucial role in these emergence of the suicide activities, because these students, they are feeling that they are not properly integrated with the society or even with their own parents. They are not sharing their mental stress with other people, and they keep on building up stress, and it leads to these suicides. As well as more regulations in these kind of educational institutions, it leads to students finding themselves caught up in a situation that they feel that there is no way out. In order to curb these kind of suicidal activities, there needs to be proper integrity established in the society, that the students will be able to be share their sufferings with other people, as well as proper level of balance of regulation has to be established to curb these kind of suicides very much, sir.
So, Arun, if you were made in charge of the administration in a place like Kota, tell me
Yes,
what concrete steps you will take to address this issue of student suicides.
yes, sir. So a few measures that I could think of is weekly mental assessment of the students, bringing in the psychologists and analyzing the capabilities or the stress level of the students will result in curbing of the suicides, and also creating more leisure activities, extracurricular activities for the children in the day-to-day life as well as in the weekends, and reducing the number of class hours. It will lead to their they could feel that the studies or academics will not is not the only option. They can also explore the whole world instead of being sticking only to the studies.
Very well. Could you tell me some latest developments in the field of electronics and communications engineering?
Yes, sir. So the most recent development in electronics and communication engineering is emergence of 5G. The generation of cellular networks, it has started from 1G and it has reached a 5G, where the speed level has completely increased. Meanwhile, the latency has been very much reduced, and it has shown that the whole world is within our hands. And there's also emergence of Internet of Things, which shows that any devices could be integrated with the physical systems, and it could be controlled through the internet. I see these two revolutions as the biggest achievements in electronics and communication engineering recently.
Very well. You have things like Internet of Things. Are
Yes, sir.
we moving towards a dystopian future where machines kind of dominate and control human lives? Are we overly
Yes, sir.
integrated with electronics and machines?
No, sir. I wish to diverge from that opinion because though electronics are playing a crucial role in our life, we are the ones who are controlling the electronics. We have designed the electronics, and we are designing it in such a way that it will be helpful and supplementing our life. It cannot replace the human to human interaction. If we have to interact, if I have to interact with you, I can connect through a network, but it cannot stop me from interacting with you. It is giving a supplementary role so that the communication and the societies could be very much linked.
Do you think technology like artificial intelligence are, creating that fear that possibly, developments in artificial intelligence and robotics, that machines may take over or develop an intelligence of their own?
Yes, sir. There is also a view like that. Artificial intelligence could develop itself and it could overpower the humans, and it could also curb the jobs level that humans have got. But I don't think so, sir, because artificial intelligence, it is a system designed to improve the automation as well as ease our life to solve our problems. Uh, I travel through a flight. I travel through flight from Chennai to Delhi. I could notice that use of Digiyatra, it has made a hassle-free movement. It has helped in human-to-human interaction as well as the movement, but it has
Hmm.
not gone beyond our hands. But presently, the artificial intelligence taking over the humans. It is very much hypothetical, sir.
Very well. And how can we integrate AI more fully in the, public administration and delivery of public services? Are there any
Yes,
real world applications you can think of?
yes, sir. Sir, in governance, artificial intelligence could be utilized for data analytics and data simulation, based on which policies can be made in better targeted and inclusive manner. Also, AI chatbots are being introduced. They could be utilized for citizens' grievance redressal. Recently, AI Bashini has been introduced, which could which could very well be utilized for language interference. A language from a literature from another language, say Hindi, could very well be easily translated to Tamil utilizing AI Bashini software.
Very well. Uh, Tell me, what were the key outcomes during the Paris AI summit? Did you keep track of that?
Yes, sir. So in Paris AI Summit, the leaders have acknowledged the rampant development of artificial intelligence, but there is also concern regarding the accountability of artificial intelligence, or the inclusivity in the development of artificial intelligence. Though the countries like US or China, they are playing a crucial role. It is also essential for India and the global South countries to also get access to the artificial intelligence, as well as be participative in the development process also, because it could affect the whole world, not just the European or American countries.
Yes, but the US did seem to be not on board with the agenda of the summit. Like it had some serious reservations.
Yes,
Why was the US hesitant to, sign on the dotted line?
sir. I'm in my very faint knowledge, I could say that US is a very forerunner in the artificial intelligence technology.
Ye-
They who
Yes,
have been a forerunner in other technologies like a digital system or manufacturing earlier, they want to take a big hold in artificial intelligence too. But artificial intelligence could affect the whole world, and it is very necessary for every country to step up and design their own system than getting into the monopoly of any particular country.
okay. And what is this deep seek? I mean, why is it considered so, path breaking when isn't it just another LLM?
Yes, sir. So DeepSeek, large language model developed by China, it was developed in a very short span of time, and the ChatGPT from which it got insights. ChatGPT was utilizing around $100 million for their development. Meanwhile, DeepSeek was developed within $6 million itself, and it also employed very much less amount of GPUs, which were very much backward when compared to the ChatGPT's GPUs. So it is
Yes,
also a very positive development for India, because we could also emulate China and develop our own foundational model in a very cheap manner.
very well. I also see that you have been interested in sports like
Yes,
cricket and football, as you mentioned. Tell
yes,
me, how can we, increase our medal tally in international sporting events like the Olympics?
Yes, sir. S- Sir, India recently is playing a India wants to attain more success in Olympics. Considering the level of population, we have around 140 crores of population, but our medal tally is not properly reflecting it. And there are various schemes like Target Olympic Podium System scheme too. So we have to develop the sporting infrastructure and sporting interest from the children in the very younger age itself. Our society, it feels that academics is more important. The level of importance given to academics is not properly given to the sports, because the society feels that the achievement in academics is much more prominent than the achievement in sports. So we have to bring in the academics and sports on par in the education system itself, and also developing the opportunity for women and the rural people by
Mm.
improving the infrastructure in those regions is very essential, sir.
And Arun, would you agree with me if I were to say that other sports are unable to flourish because of the preeminence of cricket in India?
Sir, in my humble opinion, I differ from that, sir, because cricket, it has a very long history with India, because it was present during the British time itself, and it has a very grassroots level presence, like various clubs in each district we could see associated with cricket. But
Hmm.
presently, other sports like kabaddi or football is also emerging with commercialization of those sports like Indian Super League. It is being associated with football, and large amount of audience are also watching it. And we can also see Neeraj Chopra. He has become very famous when he's representing the whole India at the international level. So people are
Hmm.
also starting to watch other sports too, sir.
Do you think there are certain kind of what kind of reforms you think are needed in the sports administration in the country?
Yes, sir. Sir, recently there has been allegations about the harassment of women in the sports federations,
Yes,
and there is also various corruption related issues in the sports administration and all. So, in order to curb this, proper accountability of the funding and governance mechanism has to be established. There needs to be proper transparency about what happens in the sports federation has to be very transparent, and also bringing in proper funding and financial audits. It could curb the misuse of funds. Also, proper representation of the sports persons itself, not just the politicians or bureaucrats, representation of the sports persons in the federation, it will lead to more inclusive approach, and it could also bring down the harassments in sports, sir.
very well. Did you keep track of the recent Champions Trophy?
Yes, sir.
One of the things which stood out was that we had refused to play matches in Pakistan, and Indian matches
Yes.
were held in Dubai. Uh,
Yes, sir.
how do you assess this politicization of international matches and sporting events? Like, is it okay for India to take such a stance?
So, in my opinion, it was very necessary for India to take that stand, because it was not just about India's overall stance regarding the diplomacy with Pakistan, but also the security of the players is getting involved there. Because we have seen in 2008, the Sri Lankan team which visited Pakistan, they were attacked by the terrorists. So, in order to ensure the safety of the players and also develop the future scope of diplomacy with Pakistan, it is very essential that we can play them in a neutral venue than playing in the Pakistan and risking the safety of the players.
Very well. Another thing that I noticed in your application was this thing with road safety
Yes,
that
sir.
you have mentioned. Tell me, Arun, like, we hear a lot of incidents, increasing incident of rage. How do you make sense of that? I mean, is it that people simply lose temper standing in the sun and go berserk? I mean, how do you explain these incidents of heated exchanges and violence on the road?
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, in my opinion, it symbolizes the increasing individualism growth in the personal life as well as in the public space, because a road accident, it is not being made intentionally. If a person understood that it is just an accident, not a wanted creation of such an accident. I think such road rages could be very much reduced. And there are also various avenues like legal forums, a police station or court, to report such an accident instead of directly going out and hitting that person.
Hmm. We another thing on the roads that we see is that oftentimes victims of accidents would lie unattended on roads.
Yes.
Are we, are like we as a people, are we hesitant to help others, and do we lack, basic civic empathy?
Yes, sir. As you said, there are few instances where people are lying unattended and they are being photographed instead of being helped. But there are large number of incidents where people are instantly rushing towards such people and taking them in their own personal vehicles as well as calling an ambulance. So I think it is very much less incidents when compared to a uh, larger amount of people helping the victims, sir.
Very well. You've been a student of sociology, Arun. Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
You think having studied this subject will help you in any way, other than, of course, having, helping you clear the examination? Like, will it help you in any way in administration?
Sir, yes, sir, very much. Because I did my graduation in a technical subject, and I could have taken another technical subject in as an optional too. But I felt that sociology will be more connected with me to understand about the sufferings of the people or understand about the social dynamics in our society, so that it would be very helpful for me in the governance if I'm getting into the service. It gives me a proper perspective about the sufferings of women or the developmental level of the woman, as well as how a tribal community it values its culture and what are the developmental amenities we could provide to the tribal people. So by understanding the values and the functional levels in the society, it will be very helpful for any civil servant to engage the society in an inclusive manner.
Uh, Tell me, or could you give me any example where your thinking on an issue has changed after having studied the subject? Like how you thought about it earlier and how you analyze it now has begun to differ?
Yes, sir. um Sir, I could say about a religion. And religion, I earlier felt that um, it is the God has created humans. Meanwhile, Durkheim says that humans were the one who created God, who created a religion to bind the society together. So this changed my opinion about the religion itself. Also, caste, it was it was formed as an occupational segregation. Meanwhile, it has emerged as a big tool of discrimination or untouchability, where the humans, instead of being united because of occupation, they have started to discriminating each other because of occupation. So by studying this sociology only, I could differentiate the in the level of differentiation that I had with the society earlier.
Very well. Arun, who would you say is your favorite sociologist?
Mm. So I will say Mr. M. Srinivas as my favorite sociologist.
Very well. So could you kindly list the names of some of the books authored by Mr. M. N. Srinivas?
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, he has written The Remembered Village about Rampura, and he has
Hmm.
also written the Religious Society of Coog. This is what I could remember right now.
Okay, and why is the book titled Remembered Village? I mean, it's a
Yes, sir.
peculiar title.
Yes, sir. Sir, Mr. M. N. Srinivas, he did an extensive field research in Rampura in the 1940s, and he has written down his observations. But during an unfortunate incident, a fire accident has destroyed all his research works, and and after that he has to recall. Just nearly after 20 years, he was recalling the incidents that he had seen, and he has written those things as the remembered village because he
Hmm.
created those fieldworks from his own memory instead of directly viewing again.
Very well. Could you summarize M.N. Srinivas's views on Indian society for me?
Yes, sir. So Eman Srinivas for me is a very comprehensive sociologist. He changed the perception of a social institution like caste. While caste was seen as very rigid, as it was earlier seen, it could a person could not move from one caste to another. He showed that cultural changes could be brought in, and a person of say lower caste could be very much easily moved to an upper caste too because of cultural changes. And he has also spoken largely about the role of dominant caste in a society, the level of economic and wealth of a person in a society. It determines the level of dominance that particular community plays in a society. He has also spoken about the amenities of Sanskritization and Westernization in improving the cultural attributes of the people in the community.
Very well. Are you suggesting, or Mr. Srinivas suggesting that I can change my caste? Can I?
Not exactly, sir. He is not saying that a person could change his caste, but he could change the level of his status from, say, a lower caste status to a higher caste status if that person could emulate the practices of a higher caste person.
Hmm. Uh, Arun, tell me, what is your sense? There are demands from some sections of the society to conduct a nationwide caste census. Should we be
Yes,
doing that?
yes,
Some
sir. It
states
is
have
very much
already done so.
yes, sir. Sir, there are states like Telangana and Bihar. They have conducted caste census recently. I feel it is very essential to conduct a caste census because for governance, data is very much essential. Only if we could see and analyze the data that this particular caste has developed this much, they have lacked this much. Only then we could be able to analyze and formulate the policies. For example, reservation. We need to have proper analysis how much this particular caste has been improved due to reservation. Only if we could bring in data, it will be useful in formulation of the future policies.
Yes. And why does the union government seem hesitant to commit to a caste census? Like, what are their reservations on this regard?
Yes, sir. Sir, a caste census, though it has a large amount of positives, it also has few concerns. Like a caste census could be utilized as a tool for segregation instead of policy formulation alone. It could be utilized for caste assertion again, and it
Hmm.
could be utilized for political targets like campaigning based on the particular person's caste identity. If these concerns, if these could be removed, if it could be firewalled, I think caste census is a very much needed in our society now.
Very well. Uh, Also, tell me, you think that we should apply the creamy layer criteria to reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, the reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, it has been existent for long amount of time. But the data shows that only a particular group of people or the creamy layer or the dominant people within the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes are largely getting benefited repeatedly. So it is very essential to utilize caste census and view whether how much the reservation has affected each subcaste within it. And there needs to be proper subcategorization so that a proper focused approach could be undertaken for the particular people who are very much backward, even within that scheduled caste and scheduled tribes.
Very well. Uh, Arun, you had mentioned you like listening to songs.
Yes, sir.
Which language do you listen to songs?
Sir, I listen to Tamil songs predominantly, but I also listen to Hindi songs and English songs sometimes.
Yeah, and do you also sing?
Sir, pardon,
Do
sir.
you also
Can
sing?
not really, sir. Not much.
Not much. Could we get this thing if you could hum any song, whether in Tamil or Hindi, that will be good.
Yes, sir. Sir, right now I couldn't, sir.
Huh? Very well. So, thank you, Arun. We are done. So, Arun, before I share my feedback, what is your assessment? Like, how did you fare during today's interview?
Yes, sir. I was able to convey my thoughts, but there are few areas where I could have conveyed it more clearly. I felt that, sir.
Okay, any specific questions you have in mind where you could have done better?
Um, I'm not so sure, sir. I thought in that moment, but right now I couldn't recall.
Very well. So I'll share my overall assessment with you, and I'll share some things on specific questions as well.
Yes, sir.
If I have to give you a one word, assessment of your total performance, I would say fabulous.
Thank you, sir.
You came across as very, very well prepared candidate overall. Okay. And my overall impression is you are all set for the UPSC. And I'm not saying
Thanks.
it just to boost your morale or, to make you feel good about yourself. There's good reason. There were a lot of things which were right. To begin with, your appearance, it is very formal and, as it should be, clean shaven, well groomed is how you look.
Yes, sir.
So that leaves a positive impression. In terms of your overall demeanor, I would say that was formal, that was respectful as it should be during the UPSC interview. Another good thing I would say was I'll first begin with what was right so that you know what to carry in the interview
Yes,
hall,
sir.
and then I'll come to what could be better. Another good thing was, you were using a fairly freely, I would say, your hands to convey
Yes, sir.
which is great, I would say, because it indicates you know, frankly, a degree of ease. And, you are not holding yourself back while expressing. You are doing that very freely, which is great, I would say.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is something very welcome, and it also was not coming across as aggressive or anything. It is very natural to do so,
Yes, sir.
right? And you were doing all the right things with your hands. For example, you were using them to, indicate some sort of balance in some of the questions, something like that.
Yes, sir.
So keep that up, I would say. Don't,
Sure, sir.
express yourself naturally as you were doing today, right?
Yes, sir.
In terms of knowledge, I would say you came across as a very knowledgeable person overall, right?
Thanks.
Like we discussed a fairly wide range of issues, talking about technology and engineering education and Tamil Nadu issues, your district related things, and so many diverse things, women's safety, right?
Yes, sir.
And sports administration. And so there's across topics, I would say you came across as both well prepared. First off, you came across as well prepared, that you have bothered to devote time and attention to what could be possible areas of discussion and framed your clear views on those,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Well prepared also, and very much in the loop regarding what is happening around, right? So knowledge per se is not an issue. Okay, of course, some knowledge gaps here and there, but overall it is
Yes,
not
sir.
an issue. In terms of your communication skills, I would say you are quite adept at expressing yourself very clearly. Okay, so language fluency is not an issue. You are articulate, you can express whatever you are thinking into spoken words,
Yes, sir.
right? And diction is fine. This may be a, what should I say, cultural difference, but oftentimes many other candidates from Tamil Nadu specifically or South India in general, whom I have uh, interviewed, one observation is that many of them tend to speak much faster
Yes, sir.
than what is slightly comfortable, especially for a North Indian person. But with you, that was not the case at all. Your pace of talking was very comfortable for me as a listener.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. The length of the answers, I would say it was quite fine. They were pretty crisp, right? And also reasonably well explained, whatever point you had to make. They were not so crisp so as to not be substantiated.
Yes, sir.
So they were just the length, and keeping them crisp also enables the interviewers to talk to you about a greater variety of issues, right?
Yes, sir.
So in terms of confidence, I would say that was also the right amount. You were not sheepish as some candidates tend to be during the UPSC interview. They are very overwhelmed and almost apologetic if they are, caught unawares on an issue. And it is not behove. It is not required to be that way. So you were not sheepish, nor did you seem overconfident, too full of yourself, or, to the point of arrogant. It's like a right balance in terms of confidence, I would say. Another very good thing, Arun, was that you took a very clear and well-reasoned stance on even difficult issues whenever you were asked to. So, when I asked, should we conduct a caste census nationally, many candidates would tend to buck that question because it's a very, divisive issue and with polarized opinions. But you took a very categorical stance. Absolutely, it is very necessary to conduct a national level caste census. And likewise on so many other issues.
Yes, sir.
Where I asked you very, very, like when I talked to you about, is there a cultural divide between North and South India? A very balanced answer you gave, talking about both. First, highlighting the differences between the cultures in terms of marriage, etc. And then also talking about there are certain similarities. So very balanced answers. So very good there. So overall, I would say as an interviewer, for me, it was a very good experience. And I would leave the interview with a very overall very positive impression of it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now coming to more importantly, what could have been slightly better.
Yes, sir.
So firstly, regarding the first impression that we make of another person when we meet for the first time is the visual impression. Regarding that, you are very formal and everything, neat and clean shaven, etc. But two things should have been added. One is a formal coat to go with your overall look. I'm presuming you will wear one to the actual interview.
Yes, sir. Surely.
So please do that. And secondly, this beautiful smile that you are sharing now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, carry that into the interview hall. The quality of your responses notwithstanding, your knowledge level apart, a smile makes you instantly more likable as a person.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay, and that is at the end of the day what the interview is all about. It's about being liked by them. If I like you, I'll award marks. If I don't like you, you may be a Superman in terms of knowledge and competence. But if I don't get a positive vibe from you, right, I will try to hold back. And when you smile at me, you tell me I'm happy to see you, right? And like any other human being, I like those persons happy to see me. So you better be very happy to see me. Me, matlab, the interview board, right?
Yes.
So make it a point to smile. I'm not suggesting smile throughout the interview. That would be excessive and artificial. But at the very least, when you enter the room, do so with a beaming smile. Greet them.
Sure,
and
sir.
Then when you are closing the conversation and leaving, do so with a very, positive smile. Ki, thank you, sirs. Thank you, ma'am. It was a very good and enriching experience. Leave with that, right?
Sure, sir.
In terms of now coming to the responses, one thing which I noticed that, you need to be more attentive to the question while it is being asked.
Yes, sir.
Good communication is as much about being a good listener as it is about being a good talker. Why I say that? Because, some questions the responses were not bang on the mark. Despite your extensive knowledge and overall preparedness. For example, the first question I put to you, I began a conversation stating that I have read your application and I know a fair bit about you. Please tell me something apart from what is already there in the application so that I can know you better.
Sir.
And in your response, you mostly repeat whatever is there in your application.
Yes, sir.
So, perhaps it was because it was a pre-decided, programmed kind of an introduction you would have thought in your mind to begin.
Yes, sir.
when you simply stating that, you are ignoring what the interviewer is asking,
Yes, sir.
right? So don't do that.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, when we were talking about your this thing, I had asked you why you deserve to be chosen amongst the lot of candidates. You had mentioned integrity, empathy, and that you are goal focused. Then I had asked you, can you share any real life incident with me where you displayed integrity? In your response, the much of your initial response was focusing on empathy, how you have been
Yes,
empathetic.
I felt it.
And towards the end, it was like an afterthought that you felt, okay, he had asked me about integrity, and then you added, okay, in exams, I have not cheated or whatever. Right? But then, I would prefer my bureaucrats to be equally good listeners.
Yes, sir.
Right? Uh, Another, question where you did not meet the complete demand of the question, where I had asked you when we were talking about Thiruvannamalai, and my question to you was that you have mentioned many social issues in Thiruvannamalai. If you were made in charge of the district administration, what concrete steps will you take to address each of those issues?
Yes.
In this, you did talk about what you will do to tackle patriarchy and female education and labor force participation.
Yes,
But
sir.
you had also mentioned several other issues like child marriage and endogamy or the health infrastructure, which you did
Yes.
mention what you
Yes,
would
sir.
have done as DM for them. So I'm just sounding a cautionary note that be a very
Yes, sir.
attentive. If I am a harsh interviewer, I may interpret this to mean that you are, you know, you don't have the requisite listening skills, that you are a poor listener.
Yes, sir.
Or worse, I could interpret to mean that you are disrespectful, not to me as a
Yes, sir.
person, but to the occasion, that you are not paying, you're not being attentive enough and you are not bothered enough to be attentive
Yes, sir.
during this important interview. And you don't want to give that impression. Yeah, you've reached after so much.
Sure, sir.
You know better than anybody else what all it has taken you to reach it. Take.
Yes, sir.
Second, I would say some responses could have been more holistic.
Yes, sir.
For example, I had asked you, can you tell me about social reformers from Tamil Nadu and what their contributions have? You
Yes, sir.
responded with talking about Muthu Lakshmi and her quest for, improving the lot of the Devdasis. Is fine. But that was only one reformer you mentioned.
Yes, sir.
The land of Tamil Nadu has produced so many and so illustrious reformers. Right? So
Yes,
I had expected a wider coverage. Right? You could have starting from Thiruvalluvar
yes, sir.
to more, to figures like say Subramanya Bharti, right?
Yes, sir.
Or people like Periyar and T.M. Nair, or the whole gamut of reformers associated with the self-respect. So many
Yes,
others,
sir. Yes, sir.
right? Or
Exactly.
other anti-caste activists like Ramalinga Adigal, right?
Yes,
Or
sir.
Swamigal, I think also. So
Articles. Yes.
Adigal, yeah. So, right, if I'm asking you for social reformers, which is plural, you
Yes,
respond with
sir.
at least a couple of, right? Uh, Give me a second.
Sure, sir.
There were certain knowledge gaps here and there. For example,
Yes, sir.
when I'd asked you, why the US was not on board with the agenda of the Paris AI Summit, you had mentioned that they want to preserve their monopoly, something to that effect,
Yes, sir.
which very respectfully I would submit, Arun, that it is an incomplete understanding. It's a very partial understanding of the US position. The
Yes, sir.
greater concern that the US has of course, there's that commercial angle that they are the pioneers and they would like to maintain that lead.
Yes,
But
sir.
equally importantly, from the American perspective, excessive regulation of this new and developing technology of AI might kill
Yes, sir.
innovation, which is very essential.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
the
Exactly.
substantive, what should I say, opposition or grounds for opposing the
Yes,
Paris
sir.
summit, which was seeking to protect, to promote a framework of AI governance, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, but very frankly, if you are unaware of some bits here and there, that is acceptable. Okay, that is unlikely held against you because nobody can be
Yes, sir.
expected to know everything. That is okay. Uh, while talking about M.N. Srinivas, amongst his books, you had mentioned Religious Society of Kuru. That was slightly wrongly. The correct name of the book is Religion and Society Among the Kurgs of South
Yes,
India.
sir. Yes, sir. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. So, uh, another thing that there was this question where you betrayed a lack of understanding of the issue. When I had asked you, should the creamy layer criteria be applied to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes? In your response, you had focused on the necessity of sub-categorization of SCs and STs.
Yes, sir.
Please appreciate, Arun, the two are very different policies. The question was on creamy layer, should it be applied? Your response was regarding that how sub-categorization is important because few communities have benefited more at the, while others have not.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the difference between creamy layer and sub-categorization?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I hope you
I was
realize that.
confused there. Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir. Now I got it.
Uh, Another thing that during the UPSC interview, it may be advisable to avoid mentioning sociologists or using jargons unless you are specifically asked to do so. For instance, when I asked you to analyze two suicides in Kota in Rajasthan for those
Yes,
preparing
sir.
for the engineering entrance exam, you had mentioned Durkheim and used his frame.
Yes, sir.
See, as an interviewer, I couldn't care less about a Durkheim or Atkinson or whoever. As an interviewer, I am interested in knowing Arun better, in
Yes, sir.
understanding how Arun thinks and how he analyzes situations and arrives at decisions. So when you use scholars' names, it is very advisable to quote scholars in your written main sociology copies. But in
Yes,
the
sir.
interview, when you use scholars' names, A, the answer becomes too academic and theoretical.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, it may be interpreted that you are not taking ownership of your answer. You are saying it's not I who is saying this, it is Durkheim.
Yes, sir. I
So
understand.
take full ownership like you took on so many other issues. Yeah, you didn't hesitate to take ownership of answers on other questions. Whether it
Yes,
was
sir.
the contentious issue of caste census or linguistic chauvinism in Tamil Nadu, everything you took a very categorical stance. Same way
Yes,
you
sir.
could have done it here, right?
Sure, sir.
Also appreciate that the interviewers are unlikely or they are more likely than not to be sociologists. They will not be sociologists or academicians. They're retired
Yes, sir.
bureaucrats. So when you use too many jargons or scholars' names, they will not connect with it. Even if one of the
Yes, sir.
panelists has some background in sociology, quite likely the other four don't. Right? So if they don't understand you,
Yes,
they
sir.
will connect with what you're saying, and you don't want to retain the attention of all five panelists.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So you talk in a language which understand simply.
Sure, sir.
Okay. And if you have an opportunity to lighten things up, please do. For example, we could have ended on a more happier note, I should say. When I'd asked you to, could you please sing a song? Take that opportunity to sing now. If you
Sir,
do
I
so,
would have sung,
yeah.
but The environment I'm presently sitting in, it is not the right one to sing. I will sing in UPSC interview for sure.
Okay, so you have people around or something. You could not
Yes,
mention.
sir. They will
Yeah,
mock me.
yeah. Because if you do sing or do anything which
Sure,
is
sir. I'll
slightly
surely do.
spontaneous or something, you come across as a more sporting person. It also
Yes, sir.
lightens the atmosphere and makes everybody feel lighter and happier,
Yes, sir.
right? And what could better than doing that with the board, yeah, right?
I'll surely do that, sir.
You know? And if you are too conscious about your singing skills, you can always, in a lighter note, introduce a caveat that at best I'm a bathroom singer or I'm not too good at it, but I'll gladly do it if
Yes,
you've
sir.
asked me to. Something of the sort,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So that is from my side.